I hope all of you are having an amazing week. So today we are doing the snow and ice look. Trust me, this is so simple. I know you guys got this. Of course, I'm going to put everything I use into the little description area there for you guys if you want to check out the items I used and purchase it and try to go ahead and remake this. Trust me, again, it's so simple. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and wake up, prep these tumblers, and slay all day. Let's do this. So for the main base portion, I really wanted it to look like you were walking into a ice cavern per se. So I thought the only way to be able to transform the tumbler into looking like that was by using cellophane. So I chose a bluish reflective opal cellophane for this. So I went ahead and spray painted my base in a blue color to coordinate with it. I'm going to go ahead and measure my tumbler because I want to cut a piece of cellophane roughly the same size as my tumbler base. Now I'm not going to worry about the bottom because I'm going to be putting quote unquote snow over that anyway. So we're just focusing on the main tumbler base. So I'm using this huge 30-ounce tumbler, which I have a lot of space to be able to create this look. You could even use a curved tumbler. You could just cut the cellophane in half and glue it down to the top and glue it down to the bottom because we got to crinkle it anyways. So you could even use a curved tumbler. Okay, I'm just saying, all right. All right, I got that cut out. I'm going to double check it just to make sure. And I did make it a little bit bigger than the measurements that I had taken just because I knew that I was going to crinkle it and I wanted a little bit of space to be able to kind of, overlap it and stuff. So to really hit home with that icy cavern look, we're just going to take our cellophane and we are going to ball it up and crinkle it up the best that we can. And then when I reopen it up, I'm just going to stretch it out. I don't want too big of the crinkly pieces, so I'm just going to kind of stretch out the edges, make sure it's not too balled up in certain places. It will still have that effect to it or that look to it, but we just don't want like majorly huge creases in it. So that way it's easier to glue down to our surface. Now I am going to use Mod Podge to adhere my cellophane. I highly suggest that you guys go ahead and use a UV resin. I feel like the UV resin would have worked much better because the cellophane kind of wraps around it. Some of the areas just didn't want to dry on me and I ended up having to poke holes to help the air get into there and help the glue dry because it was just covering it up and almost like putting a lid back on top, you know what I mean? So it's obviously if you have the lid on the glue is not going to dry out, right? So the cellophane kind of did that to this. So I don't suggest using the Mod Podge. I highly suggest using UV resin and putting a thin coat on just like you would do the epoxy method, and then put your cellophane over top and then cure it with your UV lamp or set it outside, wherever you need to do to cure it. I also wanted to see what it would look like if I added glitter underneath the opal. So I went ahead and added some splash just here and there, just to see if it really made a difference, if you could kind of see it through it. And it's very slight. Okay, so I don't know if you guys just want to skip this part again, or I just was testing, I'm doing this so that way you guys don't have to do it, but you could kind of see it, but would I do it again? Probably not. And I also made the mistake of if I wanted to do this, I should have just did this, let that dry, and then recoat it again with the glue. So that way, again, my cellophane had something to stick to. It didn't really want to stick to the raw glitter. Okay, so you live and you learn, you know what I mean? So when you go to adhere down your cellophane, you're just going to take your cellophane and you're going to squish it down really hard onto your surface so that way it gets stuck down into whatever adhesive you're using. Again, I suggest UV resin or even resin if you want, like a quick set resin if you want to, if you don't have UV resin, whichever you have on hand. But I definitely really don't suggest the glue. Okay, so I'm going to place it onto my turner and I'm just going to utilize the turning of my turner to help squish my cellophane down to my surface. If you're having an issue with your edges, if you happen to have a silicone mat, you could wrap the silicone mat around it and then put some rubber bands around it to help keep everything flush against your surface if you need to. I was just using my glue, and as it got tacky, I would just come back through and repress it down, but I was having a little bit of an issue getting those seams down. But if you have a silicone mat and just wrap it around really tight and then wrap it with rubber bands, it would stay tight for you. So now after I fussed with it and it's dried and we're good to go finally, It's time to apply a coat of epoxy over top. And before that, I'm going to go ahead and seal it down. You can use a liquid sealer, you can use Mod Podge, you can use your spray sealer, whatever you'd like to use. Definitely some type of sealer to go over top because that epoxy will definitely want to wick away off of this really slick surface. So I have about 20 milliliters of epoxy, and I wanted to add more of kind of this liquid water look over top. You know how you look at ice cubes and it has that blue hint to it. So I'm going to go ahead and add some alcohol inks into my epoxy, whatever color alcohol inks you have. I ended up using this mermaid, but then I ended up coming back through and adding a different blue in there because I didn't like how this was looking more green than blue to me. So I came back through and I did add a bit more of a different kind of alcohol ink to it as well. And of course, ice has a little bit of a sparkle to it, so I'm going to use a little bit of teal and grate. It doesn't have a holographic look to it. It's more of a super shiny sparkle versus like a holographic sparkle. I hope that makes sense to you guys. And that's what I wanted. So I added a little bit of that to my epoxy as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply that down to my surface and make sure that I smooth it out really good. And then after I get it placed onto my turner, I will just very carefully come through with my torch and pop all those little micro bubbles, trying not to be in one particular area for too long because again, we have that cellophane in there and it will kind of like want to shrink up on you. So you just gotta be careful, you know, if you accidentally hit it. That's all you wanna do. And then I'm gonna go ahead and let that spin and cure, and then we're ready to move on to the next step. Now I know I kind of like fussed with the cellophane and all that, but it really wasn't that hard once I realized what I was doing, you know, because this was the first time I did the cellophane, but I know you guys got this. Again, just try to learn from my mistakes, okay? Next time I do it, I'll do it the other way that I was just talking about. So this next step, you need a hot glue gun, okay? I hope you guys have a hot glue gun. Most of us do, you know. Mine's just a really cheap one that I'd gotten from Michael's, and you're gonna need a lot of hot glue for this. So I'm going to start off doing these thicker tendrils where they're groupings of the thicker tendrils and they come down kind of far. And I forgot here that I need to grab my glitter as well. So I did a few of those tendrils, and then now I'm going to take my teal and grate. Again, we're trying to keep the same kind of glitters going so we don't have to buy too many extra glitters, you know what I mean? So I'm going to take a brush, and while it's still tacky or kind of wet, I'm going to get some of that glitter onto my brush, and I'm going to sweep it right over top of my hot glue. I just really didn't feel like having to buy the hot glue sticks that already were blue and all that. I was like, why do that when I could just make it look how I want it to look? You know what I mean? So that's why we're doing it this way. So I'm just going to continue that on where I come through. I'm going to do a few more of these tendrils just kind of grouped together right next to each other. So as I got going, I realized I didn't have to wait till it got tacky because, you know, hot glue it'll dry fast on you. You know what I mean? So instead of waiting for that portion where it was tacky enough to be able to sweep it on, I decided while it was still super wet, I just sprinkled it right over top, then I swept it off. So that turned out to be much easier as well. And another thing you want to keep in mind is you don't need to bring it up too far up to the rim because we're going to come through with our fake snow to kind of finish off that icy snow look. So you don't need to go all the way up to the rim. And then when we come around to the bottom, it's going to be the same thing where you don't need to go all the way to the bottom, okay? And you also want to make sure that you're leaving a space for whatever quote you want to put in. So you just want to think about that as well. So again, I just did these thicker groupings off to each side, and then I'm going to come through and do the same thing along the bottom as well. I'm not going to do too many of these super long ones because again, I want to keep in mind that I want to add a quote in there at some point. So after I did those longer tendrils, I'm going to come through and I'm just going to do these random zigzags in between. Again, because snow is going to be covering this up anyways, it's just more to give it a look. So what I did was I just came through, did some zigzags, and sprinkled my glitter right over top. And it's just kind of more of a filler in between the bigger, chunkier ice that we did off to each side. But this is how it is looking. So as you can see, I left those spaces for my quote, and I have these bigger spaces, and I'm going to fill in a little bit. Don't be afraid to come in and stack over top if you want to. Don't be afraid to do that. So I'm just going to set that off to the side and let it dry fully before we move on to the next step. And we have our handy dandy glitter snow, but instead of using it for beach looks, we are actually going to use it for snow. And we are just going to take a fingerful at a time, and we are just going to plop that up around the top and just kind of smooth it out. This is pretty, again, pretty simple to really get this look. I was pretty shocked at how simple it was too. I had a vision in my head and I was like, oh, I hope it's not too complicated. And as I got going, I'm like, no, this really wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. So we're just going to fill in at the top where we didn't go all the way to the top with our glue gun there. And that's pretty much all you want to do. So I'm loading this up pretty thick as well, so it's not drying as fast. So I kind of have time to kind of play with it. So I am going to kind of drag it down over top of where we did the icicles as well. So I'm just going to put it all the way around and then I'll show you what I did next. It's really simple. All right, the top is applied and I'm going to come around and do the bottom next. Now we're just being very careful because the top is still pretty wet because we're applying it pretty thick, okay? And I'm not going to put it all the way onto the bottom. You can if you want to. I actually didn't do that this time. I know, weird for me, right? So again, we're just going to pile it on just like we did the top. And as I go, I am going to come through and I'm going to just wipe it off with my finger right around the rim, kind of giving it more of a tidy ending point right there at the bottom, which I should be showing you here in a second as I get going. But I just figured if I brought it all the way on to the bottom, I didn't know how that would react as to, making it level. And I didn't want to have to deal with that. I guess you could sand it to make sure it was level after you get your epoxy over it. But as you see in there, I just simply wiped it and it gave it that nice streamlined look from where it goes from the sides to the bottom. Also, as I get going, those longer tendrils, I'm coming through and just dabbing that snow down over top, just over top of the icicles, not really onto the tumbler itself. Again, it gives it that more realistic snow freshly fallen onto it look, I think. Now, by the time I got around the bottom and I came back through, it was starting to dry just a little bit. So I found that if I took my finger and I very gently just pulled down, it really added to that look. I'm really happy that I came back through and did this because I wasn't going to do this and I was like, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot. And this really is a good way to smooth down any of those points that you might have made as you were tapping it onto the sides as well. So again, I'm very gently touching the surface of this fake snow and just dragging it down. And again, I feel like it just really amplified that snowy and ice look for me. Now, I completely let this sit overnight to make sure that it was 100% dry. So I just set it off to the side, came back to it the next day. I sealed it with a spray sealer and I applied 20 milliliters more of epoxy over top. So that way when we come back, we can add our finishing details to it. Our epoxy has cured, and the first thing we want to do is we are going to take a very sharp razor knife and make sure that our hands are out of the way or wear proper equipment on our hands so we don't accidentally cut ourselves. And we're going to trim up the rim. We are going to sand down this snow just a bit because there are some places where it was poking out a little too much. It's supposed to have a 3D effect to it, but you definitely don't want it pointy per se. Okay, so you're just going to come through and knock those areas down. Then we want to remove all the debris that we left behind from all the sanding and everything we just got done doing, and handling it with our fingers, the oils from our fingers too. And we will just take our rubbing alcohol, wipe it down with a paper towel, and then we'll move on to the next step. Decal I got it right off of Creative Fabrica. Now listen, it is a full circle decal, but because I forgot to really measure my area that I wanted to put this decal in, it was kind of going over top of my icicles, and I didn't want to do that. I guess if I would have added another coat of epoxy, maybe it could have went over it. So I just went ahead and removed the bottom portion. So when you go to download it, if you want to use it, it is a full circle. It does say more stuff along the bottom, but I just kept it with this, kept it short, sweet, and simple, and I'm going to apply it in this manner. For the main quote portion, I used a bronze textured metallic, and then for the offset, I just used a white. I really like that way that looks. It really kind of, shines there on the tumbler, really stands out. And I love the hint at the Christmas movie, so Frosty's Snowflake Cafe. I kind of like that hint of it, but it's not full on Frosty. You know what I mean? Because we don't want any copyrights against us or anything. You know what I mean? So it just has a hint of Christmas nostalgia. So when you watch the movies, what's happening? The snow is twirling around. That's what the first thing I thought of. So I wanted to give it that kind of twirly snow look happening on the tumbler as well. So I'm going to take a little bit of Polar. And you can use a brush for this. I'm just going to use my binding potion, my liquid sealer, and I'm just going to make like these swooping motions. But you could just take a brush and Mod Podge, and you can do this as well. Just make like, swooshing. See how I'm doing that? That's all you want to do with your brush. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to come through and kind of take my finger and tap it down a bit as well. I didn't want it overly thick, so I'm going to come through, tap it down, and then I'm going to take my glitter and just sprinkle that right over the top. And because that is so chunky, right after I sprinkle it down, I'm going to take my finger and make sure it's fully tapped down, because there's like chunky snowflakes and Christmas trees and all kinds of stuff happening in there. So fully around this center, I don't want to take away from the cellophane that we did in the center. I just wanted to add just a little bit. So we're going to do a little swoopy and connect it back around to the front. Again, just kind of giving it that hint of the swirly, twirly snow that we know from the movie as well. So again, after I get my glitter laid down, I'm just going to make sure that I come through and tap it down nice and flat for myself. Of course, I came through and added a few little snowflakes here and there just to kind of add to it. And then I will set that off to the side and let that dry fully. And once it has dried, I'm going to come through and I'm going to sweep off all that extra glitter. I'm going to sweep, sweep, sweep really good. I am going to apply another coat of a liquid sealer or a spray sealer over top. Then all that's left to do is let that sealer dry, apply your last finishing coats of epoxy. You can add a little extra glitter in there too if you want to into your coats of epoxy. I'm just saying, add a little extra sparkle, why not? And then she is good to go. Whether you take this design and duplicate it as is, or you take it and let it inspire you to create something that is completely your own, I want to thank you guys so very much for being a part of our group. From me and my family to you, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and we will see you guys in the next video.